It is day 15 on the Pikmin planet of Earth. This time, well, last time, we finished up the Distant Spring to 100% and killed the Smoky Frog with only 26 deaths, so definitely not a horrible run. You could lose a lot more to him considering there's no way to call the Pikmin away from poison. Anyway, today and tomorrow will be featured in this video, days 15 and 16. And the reason being, we are going back to the Impact site 2 more times, and both times while we're here, we are going to fight the 2 optional bosses that spawn here after day 8. Actually, I think day 8's included in that. Neither one is really that challenging, I would say, if you know how to fight them. We don't need that many Pikmin for it either. We're just going to get out 35 blues. And I'm also going to spend both of these days, well, actually, no, crap. I forgot. I don't know. I can't remember which boss it is today. I can't remember if today's the Mamuta or Goolix. Is today the Mamuta or the Goolix? Okay, it's Goolix. Alright, I made the right call. That's what I thought. So, the 2 optional bosses that will spawn, if you idiots will stop raping the freaking beetle. So, there are 2 optional bosses that spawn after day 8. And this is one of them, Goolix. Goolix is mostly harmless as long as you're using... If you only use blue Pikmin, you actually, he actually can't hurt anything. He can just deflowerize them, so it's definitely recommended to use blues. And you're supposed to hit the little pearl in the back of him, not necessarily the brain thing. That is just weird looking. He can hurt Olimar, as you saw, but... Oh, I thought that's what you... Come on, game. He doesn't really shake him off, though, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to attack the giant brain because he'll throw all of them. So really, as you can see, he doesn't really do much as a boss. And like I said, both of these bosses are completely optional. You don't have to fight either of them to do anything in the game. They just sprout more Pikmin. So they're very much pointless to fight if you're just like, especially if you're going for like a speed run. I mean, the Smoky Frog is only worth fighting if you want to get a lot of extra Pikmin and 100% truly completion. Oh crap, that wasn't supposed to happen. Dang it. Now they gotta re-attack it. I want to make sure I pick up all my Pikmin and make sure that I don't accidentally leave any behind here, because that would be really embarrassing to leave some behind in the easiest area of the game. So their exponential damage is slowly killing Mr. Goolix. Now we're just running in a circle until the Pikmin kill him. But I didn't want to take too many Pikmin out because I don't want to risk having any get left behind or anything, because we have the entire day in this area to do whatever we want. So it's really not that big a deal. So yeah, starting on day 8, you will fight Goolix on odd numbered days, and the other enemy that we're going to see in a few minutes on even numbered days. So once again, they're optional. They just spawn more Pikmin for you. But it's just kind of cool to know that they're here to fight them and just to get to fight them like this. Ooh, they're almost done. Good job, Pikmin. You did well at killing Mr. Goolix. He's dead. So yeah, like I said, if you use blues, you won't get hurt. And as you can see, he just drops 4 or 5 pellets, so it just gets you 20 Pikmin, so he's really not worth fighting at all. So, now that I have the chance though, I am going to get as many flowered Pikmin as I can. I want to fully flower all of my blues and all of my yellows today. We'll flower as many reds as possible tomorrow. This is just a precautionary thing for the final battle. I mean, it really isn't that big a deal considering we won't even hardly use blues on the final battle because they aren't important. Like, they're important to getting to the final battle, but actually fighting the final boss, they aren't important at all. Okay, it looks like we have almost all flowered blues. Okay, it looks like there's like one bud. That's fine. That's fully flowered blues, or close enough. That's all that we'll need. We won't even need all 89 of them tomorrow anyway. So we're going to let them all go back into the onion, and then we're going to flower up the yellows and go to sunset. Because we do not need 20 more Pikmin, and we don't need to pluck 20 more Pikmin, or even have 20 more Pikmin in an onion. So, man, we have way too many yellows on this file. This is ridiculous. I never have this many yellows. Oh crap, and like only a few of them are flowered. And really, the yellows are actually going to be kind of useful in the battle, so where having them flowered is not a bad idea. So yeah, I would suggest flowerizing as many of your yellows as possible. It's not necessary, but I just think it's better. Alright, we now have 60 flowered yellows. Once again, that's way more than I would ever have on another file. I don't know why I even had this many. So once they all go back into the onion, yay! And just for fun, we are going to call out 2 red Pikmin to be in the final cutscene with us. So we're going to go ahead and cut to sunset. So yeah, very short, easy day. But like I said, we're showing off another day in this video. Yay, the last 2 reds get to be special. They get to be in the cutscene with us. I love that. I love giving a few Pikmin a special treatment once in a while. I guess, I don't know. Alright, yeah, once again, you can actually see a little bit of glare today with the fact that I'm recording this during the day, which is sort of abnormal for me. Alright, so there are no Bulborgs in this area of the game. You lie, cutscene. 15 days since impact. What's this? Iridescent flint beetle. So it is the flint beetle in this game. That's what I thought. This creature's hypnotic, reflective body is quite hard, giving it a good defense against Pikmin attacks. Why then do the Pikmin chase it in such a frenzy? I wonder if it will undergo any change if hit directly with Pikmin. Like I said, if you hit him directly, he'll drop pellets and also nectar. But it's not really a good way of doing it. So we didn't do anything at all today. We just killed a boss. So let's go ahead and save, shall we? Like I said, I don't really mind saving this because, I mean, it doesn't really matter if I don't go to this final area for a few more days, as long as I complete it by day 30, obviously. So now let's land in the impact site a second time. And this time, since it is an even numbered day, we will actually be fighting a different boss. And I don't think you can fight Goolix or this boss more than once. I don't think you can. Please someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I really don't think you can. And like I said, that you can only fight them starting on day 8. That's why we didn't fight them when we first came here. So we're going to get out 100 reds. And some of them are just going to be reinforcements. We don't actually need 100 reds to kill this next boss. Partially because this next boss can't even kill Pikmin. In fact, he's actually almost a more helpful enemy, especially in Pikmin 2. Anyone who's played Pikmin 2 will know who this enemy is and know that he's actually kind of helpful in Pikmin 2, especially once you get certain upgrades in Pikmin 2. But we're only going to take about half of them with... let's kill this iridescent glint beetle so you guys can... flint beetle, I mean. If I can, just to get rid of him and make the Pikmin stop attacking him. Come on, let's round you guys up. How'd you get all the way over there? Okay, we're only going to take about half of them with us. The rest are going to stay as reinforcements. Actually, we're only going to take like 38 with us. And this is the mamuta. This is actually the Smoky Frog's parent. I am not even kidding. This is supposed to be the Smoky Frog's parent. Now, the interesting thing about this enemy is that he's more almost friendly than enemy. Because what happens is, when he smashes the ground, it will actually, even though it will put any Pikmin that you have into the ground, it'll bury them. The interesting thing about this enemy is that it flowerizes the Pikmin instantly. So he is actually kind of a helpful enemy because of that. You want to be careful though, because he can eventually pound Olimar into the ground and, well, not pound him into the ground, but just do a lot of damage to him. But he can't kill Pikmin, just like how Goolix can't kill blue Pikmin. So really, he's almost more helpful than hurtful because of that ability to flowerize the Pikmin by knocking them into the ground. It's not as effective as Nectar because you have to repluck them, but it's still an interesting thing that he's actually sort of a friendly enemy, and you fight a lot more of them in Pikmin 2. And yes, you can fight him with obviously any color of Pikmin, but I'm just fighting him with reds because reds do more damage. We're going to have to repluck all of these Pikmin, unfortunately. Yay, he's dead. So like I said, very easy boss. And I can't remember how many Pikmin you get for carrying back his corpse, so I guess we'll see that in a second. But yeah, very easy boss, actually kind of helpful aside from having to repluck all the Pikmin. Corpse is pretty light too. You guys can go ahead and carry that back actually, doesn't really matter to me. Go ahead and carry that back if you wish. And we'll see how many Pikmin it gives us. We have 437 right now, so we'll see how many it'll actually give us. I would have probably just cut to the end of the day normally, but considering that I want to see exactly how many he gives us. So he gives 15 Pikmin, so not super helpful really to kill. So yeah, neither of these enemies together generate 35 Pikmin, but it takes, 2 whole days out of your game to be able to sprout just, 35 Pikmin. And to be perfectly honest, there are way better ways to do that. Obviously, there are the pearls in this area itself, because I believe that actually the pearly clam clamp that we killed that had the shit part in it will now have a pearl as well, and I'll actually probably go check that in a minute. But because of that, there are far better ways to sprout up more Pikmin than by killing those 2 bosses. Far safer ways to do it as well. Just killing the pearly clam clamps. Yes, they can kill Pikmin, but still, it's still probably easier. Even if you do lose some Pikmin, it takes less time, that's for sure. And it sprouts far more Pikmin. It gives you, what, it gives you 150 total Pikmin if there are 3 pearls. I want to check that now. Oh crap, one of them didn't get flowerized. Well, that's unfortunate. I can't let that happen. Let's put all of you guys back in. So yeah, this is sort of a messy sort of day, but it's not really that big a deal. It's just near the end of the game, and I just want to show off whatever I can. Alright, if the rest of you would like to come over here and make sure that all of you are flowerized, let's do that. There we go. Perfect. Hey, come on. You're not getting left behind. That would just be bad. And since I like to promote Pikmin diversity and Pikmin peace, we're going to get 1 of each color of Pikmin out of the onions. And we're going to take them over and explore that one last thing to see if I'm correct about that. Actually, about being able to get 350 Pikmin pearls, because if so, that's why you would definitely want to return here and do that instead of killing the stupid mini bosses, and because you can flowerize all of them. That one has a pearl, that one has a pearl. So yes, they all do have pearls, so you can potentially sprout well over probably 200 Pikmin a day, because we never even went up there, and I think there's 3 10 pellets up there. So yeah, it's really easy to come here and sprout up just a ton of Pikmin. And not just sprout them, like I said, flowerize them because of that nectar. There's 2 or 3 things of nectar and that iridescent flint beetle. So, yeah guys, that is it for today. We're going to go on and go to sunset. That's the end of day 16. All mini bosses have been killed. Or optional bosses, because I think it's hard to call the Smoky Frog a mini boss. So yes, we promote Pikmin diversity by letting one of each color Pikmin go into the onions. And now that we have about 100 flowered reds and a lot of flowered blues and yellows, I think all of them are all flowered, or most of them are. I think we had like one blue that wasn't. We're going to blast off for the next to last time, most likely, because I will openly admit I'm not that good at fighting the final boss, and not that I have difficulty killing him, it's difficulty killing him and getting to him in one day. And I personally like to wait and do it in a 2-day period. So that's probably what I'm going to do here, just because I suck at fighting him, or suck at doing it quickly. So, the Mamuta, this seems to be a gentle, flower-loving creature, but if angered, it is fierce. Its mighty, open-handed smack. It reminds me of the time back home when a mosquito landed on my head and my wife tried to get it. Olimar, that's pretty funny, Olimar. Like I said, it's the Smoky Frog's mother, or father, I would assume mother, but I don't know. So we have over 300 reds, 60 yellows, 89 blues. We sprouted 15 Pikmin today, all reds. We've lost 183 on this project. I think losing less than 200 is a definite possibility. Left one behind, which I'm not even saying is my fault. And we have one ship part to go. So, after that 2-day period in this video, next time, guys, we head off to the final trial. But like I said, I'm going to split it up into 2 days just to make sure that I don't screw up really badly and waste everyone's time. So, going to be 2 more videos, actually, and then we will be done with the game. So, I mean, yeah, guys, this is it. We're really near the end. Although, I do have a couple of extras videos I want to show off of challenge mode and the other 2 endings. So, it'll be a few more videos total, but hey, who cares? That's awesome, isn't it? So, for part 16, we head off to the final trial. See you guys then.